All right, guys, we got a special treat for you today. The video that's going to start rolling here in just a few minutes is me and Roger Rebennack going over some security integration. Pretty neat stuff. Now, the premise of our show is 7 minutes of control. If you know Roger Rebennack, you know that's absolutely impossible. We thought about breaking this up over about 59 different sessions, but we decided to leave it all into one. So I think it runs somewhere around 25 minutes or so. What I've done though is down in the comments, if you're looking at this on the YouTube channel, is he's going to go over the 5 things that are important to an end user for security integration, and I'm going to add those as like a table of contents so you can click and select on each one of those to get taken just to that part. So pretty neat stuff. We're not always going to do this, but you know, when you get Roger Rebennack on camera, crazy things can happen, as you'll see soon, and we think this is going to work out. So hope you guys enjoy it, and we'll talk to you soon.
7 ways to fix your building. You just look out the back, Jack. You call Strong Quest Joy. You don't need to be Roy Coy. Just listen to Rob.
Hello and welcome to another 7 Minutes in Control with Rob Allen. I'm bringing today the A game. I'm bringing the top talent, the big mind in this industry, and I'm going to talk about security integration. And there's no other person on the face of the earth to talk about security integration other than Mr. Roger Rebennack. Welcome to the show, Roger.
Rob, thank you very much for introducing me and bringing me in today for 7 Minutes of Control. What a fantastic job you guys do here with that.
Well, thanks so much, man. You know, you just popped into town, and next thing you know, we're throwing you on the show, so you know you weren't prepared, but you know you're going to deliver like always. So
you know, it's a lot about like what we do every day in the building automation space. You know, it says 7 minutes in control, but today it's going to actually probably be more like 7 minutes out of control.
There you go.
You know,
I like it.
We're going to pop in off the plane, jump on the bus, Gus, and today we're going to talk about fixing your building and integrating it. Why would someone want to do that?
Why would they? So I think maybe today what we talk about are the top 5 reasons why someone would want to add security integration into their building. So what's the number 1 reason, Raj?
All right, Rob, let me get a little serious because it is a very serious subject, ladies and gentlemen. And Rob, out there listening, anytime you go to a potential building owner or someone that manages a building or automation system and you bring up the word security, it immediately changes all the emotions. So it's nothing more important than saving someone money, being more energy efficient, taking care of the lighting, the boilers, the HVAC. But when you talk about security, it implements a personal factor, a human factor. So today I'd like to just address 5 of what I believe are high-end topics of why a building owner or a consulting engineer might see this as value. Why would we want to integrate our card access, our intrusion alarm, and our intercoms, and all of our systems, video surveillance, into a single web-based platform?
Absolutely. Sounds like a plan.
So number 1, I think it's got to save you money. Saving you money, it's been proven time and time again. Integration doesn't cost more. Integration saves you money and can cost less. It doesn't make it easy to do all the times, Rob.
Right.
Right.
This is true.
You got to have a little bit more of a playbook, a little bit more of a team concept. So saving you money. How's it going to save you money? Well, let's look at today's foundation for how security is delivered to a building. Typically through a burglar alarm contractor. Low technology, not web-based. Can't get it from my phone. Long-term contracts. A lot of times they're leased. A lot of times you don't own those systems. Something for all you building owners out there to really look into. I cannot tell you how many times I said, do you own it or lease it? Oh, we own it. And it was signed, you know, the monitoring contract was signed 20 years ago, and you find out you've been paying a lease payment. So just the pure fact of lowering your monthly cost and getting your arms around that cost and finding ways to improve efficiencies and lower costs. Key control. Nothing more painful for a building owner than keys. Think about it. You own a 50-story building or maybe a 5 million square foot facility industrial, and every time someone loses a key or maybe you've someone's retired or terminated or left the business for whatever reason, you've got at risk as a business owner now your safety of the building. So key control, monitoring costs, and just getting your arms around the old technology and migrating that to the new.
Yeah, absolutely. And the one thing that I think people skip over a lot, and you're going to talk about this at length probably here in just a second, but the operational savings. And when we say operational savings, we're meaning the labor, that you're doing out in the building, that you're going out and performing various different tasks. And if you have two different systems, if your HVAC is over here and your security is over here, that's extra stuff. So operational savings is another huge way that you can save a lot of money when you have an integrated security system, right?
Right. So if you look at integration, why would you do it? And I always do end with this. If integration doesn't make sense to you, don't do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
But standardizing on a building platform makes sense to almost everyone in the space today. As these technology and the world of the internet and the smart devices become more evident in everyone's daily life, it only makes sense to standardize on a platform that integrates to those type of devices. Yep. When you think about integration and operating costs, as I said before, in the security world is a lot more human touch. It can be a very large building, and typically there's one or two guys maintaining, monitoring, or managing the HVAC system.
Right.
If you think about a security system, people got to come through the door and disarm the alarm. They've got to use a card to unlock the door and gain access. Access denied, access granted. They've got to look at camera systems and rewind. Look at all the people that interact on a daily basis, monthly or yearly basis. And frankly, owners just don't have time for that today.
Right.
It used to be, Rob, you're a young man, and this is Confucius talking.
I'm a young, good-looking man.
You're a young, good-looking man with hair. That means a lot. If you were young and no hair, that probably would. I'd probably look better than you.
Well, the good thing the camera's in the front.
Right. Because you know what they say: you're bald in the front, bald in the back, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So.
So
operating costs. Everyone trains on the same system. You got a gal printing badges.
Yeah.
In HR. You got a security manager that maybe works in radiology that needs to hand out temporary badges to, interns.
Yeah.
If you're in a healthcare environment, just think about all the management time spent by building owners to maintain and really deliver that peace of mind, in a security system. In building automation, you don't want too many fingers on it.
Right.
Right.
Absolutely.
The fewer the better.
Right.
Call Harry. Harry will get us some heat in here. Right?
Yeah.
So I really think operating costs are best defined by a single system that everyone trains on. I'm going on vacation for 2 weeks.
Right.
I'm printing badges. Hey, there's 20 people coming in next week.
Yeah.
Or we got to offload, offboard someone.
Right.
Rob, the same system that you've been using for your alarm console and managing the facilities department, you can step right in through a browser now, through the Tritium Niagara framework and the security platform, and you can go in there and just take over.
Yep.
And say, hey, I get this. I'm familiar with this GUI. So
Absolutely.
A lot of operating costs between sharing the people, sharing the systems, and sharing that single web-based platform.
You got it. All right, so was that number one, or was that number two?
That was actually number two. So save you money.
All right.
Right, key control, monitoring costs, leasing, and just getting more and more of the integration aspect right up front to improves operating costs.
Right. Yes.
Everyone's sharing in the single system. When I was doing this, it used to be I got a guy for video, a guy for intrusion, a guy for fire, a guy for him. Call somebody, help me.
Right.
Today, you need to bring that technology into a device that makes sense.
Right.
And and I know with the Honeywell Webs AX or the Tritium Niagara framework, there's just nothing out there like it.
Yeah. All right. So awesome. So what's number three?
Well, number three, I'm just today, as we decided we're going to look at just 5 highlighted most attractive ways or reasons why you would integrate building automation and security. Number 3 is the single seat licensing for the building owner.
That's huge.
Whether you're in mechanical, electrical, security, HVAC, energy, lighting, metering, it really doesn't matter in a commercial building today. Can you find something that anyone wants to invest in that isn't IP, that
Right.
doesn't, if you go in and say, can you run me a 485 or a 232 or put me a modem in. Can you imagine going in saying, hey, we sell modems?
Right.
Well, you'd be thrown out the
Right.
building.
Exactly. Yeah.
Everything's got to be IT, right?
Right.
I mean, projectors in schools, got to be IT now. Time clocks, everything. So imagine you're the IT director, you're the IT manager. Your first responsibility is what? Security.
Right.
These guys want this technology. They want this web-based. They want software. They want it to be fast, easy to understand, and flexible.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
And an IT guy has to deliver all that, whether it's their outlook or whether it's how they get in the building. Whether it's the CFO who's saying, well, how much money is this building costing me? There's all these dynamics fighting against each other.
Right.
So the single seat licensing, I have found from talking with my customers and more importantly, the IT department, they really embrace the Niagara framework from Tritium and Honeywell because they have said to me, Raj, I can buy a web supervisor or two or whatever. I can buy some JASES, whether they're security JASES, building automation JASES, energy appliance JASES, Java application control engines that are going to HTML5 now, going to be highly encrypted, highly secure, and he has one license to maintain.
Right.
So before, the facility guy said, hey, I need a new license upgrade for my HVAC. Here comes the video guy. Oh, I need one. Here comes the security guy. ADT said I need a new license.
Right.
Got to update the panels.
Got to get that in the budget. Got to get that
how you
signed
gonna
off
do
on,
it?
all that stuff. Yeah.
And we're just this much of his daily activity.
Right.
These guys, I know you've seen them. They're on them. Hey, they are running 1,000,000 miles an hour.
1,000,000 miles an hour. So that's
Let's
another
make-
operational.
Yeah.
savings,
So there's another operational savings, right? And it also saves you money,
right? Yep.
right? Everything goes back to saving money,
Absolutely.
right? Everything we do in integration is with the spirit of energy and saving you money. It's either saving you energy or saving you operationally, and never, ever forgetting about the safety and security of the people in the building.
Absolutely.
So that single seat license, he can once a year put that in his budget. I got 7 JASES, 2 supervisors, cost me this much. You've done it. Michael's done it. Send him a zip file. Done.
Done.
It
Done
doesn't.
and done.
Hey, that's magic.
Yep. Awesome. All right. So number 3, single seat license. What's 4?
4. Now this one's pretty serious and near and dear to my heart.
All right.
I wanted to make it number 5, but after thinking about it, number 5's got to be number 5. Number 4 is raise the level of security and safety. So if we save you money, ladies and gentlemen, we lower your monthly costs, we provide you more web-based technology, we give you internet access, LAN, WAN access, we give you a single seat license, we improve all the systems by integrating them together to talk on a single alarm console, reusing legacy equipment. If I lower the level of security in the building, I failed. So I always emphasize to our partners out there, our Niagara partners in the Niagara community, whatever you do, everything you do, you ask yourself, did I raise the level of security or did I lower it? And I hope the answer is I raised the level of security. So when we're done, that door's got to be more secure. That camera's got to work better and more efficiently. The people have to interact with the systems in a web-based experience that's more delightful, more more beneficial to them. Right? Don't make me learn this system. Make the system learn how we use the building.
And I don't want to send you off on too much of a tangent because it's 7 minutes of control, and we go over a little bit. That's fine.
Where are we at right now?
We're probably like 77 minutes, but that's okay. It's no problem.
I've yet to stay on time. This was, ladies and gentlemen, this was going to be the first time that I promised I'd be on time in 7 minutes. We just now went to 8 minutes into control. I told you it was going to be 8 minutes out of control. Question from the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, Eric Stromquist has entered the building. Eric has entered the building.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we do have a question from the internet. People want to know about the Roger Rebennack experience.
Before I get to number 5, so the Roger Rebennack experience is really twofold. It's one of enthusiasm, excitement, and trust. The second side is we build that relationship at the greatest spectacle in racing, the Indianapolis 500. It takes place every Memorial Day. And Eric, this is pretty special to me. I'm going to get choked up here. This is the 99th running.
Wow.
There's only one race in the United States that's ran longer. You know what it is? The Kentucky Derby.
Oh, wow.
And it's an hour and a half from the racetrack. In both places, it's about horsepower, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, work through Stromquist and control trends.
Hang on, another question from the audience.
Can I get to number 5?
And then you got number 5. So people want to know how they can get involved with the Roger Rebennack experience to get a chance to. Very simple. Reach out to your local Honeywell distributor. They're all over the United States, the best distributors in the country. Tell them that you want to attend the Roger Rebennack experience. What you're going to basically have to do is buy some Honeywell security product, which obviously from this.
Or building automation product.
Yeah.
Honeywell meters, any Honeywell products. Eric, all jokes aside, thank you very much for bringing it up because it is our 7th year Honeywell running this promotion. We've had a tremendous amount of success. All you guys that here have been there from Control Trends, and you see how those long-lasting relationships are formed and bond.
It is one of the great events. And so, a special thanks to Larry Weber and the team at Honeywell for supporting this because I tell you what, it's not cheap, but, it's probably a break-even. You guys probably lose some money on it, but it's worth doing. It's one of the greatest events there are. And so the Roger Rebennack experience, reach out to your local Honeywell distributor and say, I want to buy some Honeywell product because I want to be like Raj.
There you go. Mario Andretti, the Indy 500, the Yard of Bricks, just a phenomenal time. So I hope you'll all reach out to your Honeywell distributor and join us this
year. One
year.
last question. They want to know what 5 is now.
Oh, they want to know what 5.
So
I have to, go ahead, Rob.
all right, so I don't want to run you off on a little tangent because this is 7 minutes in control, but talk a little bit about with number 4, threat level management.
I'm so glad you went back there because I wasn't going to let that one leave.
Right.
You know how I am about that.
Right, yeah.
Right. So I did get off on a tangent and I was in, because Elvis walked in the building basically. But all jokes aside, guys, on a serious level, raising the level of security, we cannot ever integrate building automation and security and walk away where the system is less secure. It's too easy to improve it. One of the things, email notification on alarms. You can't wait for the alarm company to call you anymore. You don't even know if the phone line's working. Connecting these disparate systems together in a web-based engine. I got a fire alarm and a camera in a school, and a kid pulls the fire alarm to get out of school. I swap that camera around. I email all the teachers. And let's take school as our, number one example. Mm-hmm. Schools today are the most important thing in security that we do. That's because the most important thing in every one of our lives is our children.
Right.
Right? And we all know what's going on. And we have to make sure that together, each and every community, whether you're out in the rural, in the city, it makes no difference where these incidences are occurring. We need a plan. We need to be a part of the solution and not ignore the problem. And the solution is simply this in a school: threat level management, crisis management, and it's all about 4 things, and you know what they are. It starts with a good design with folks in our community. It starts with a deterrence. Make these schools look a deterrent to a potential threat. Make them detect a potential threat immediately and quickly, whether it's video motion detection, parking gates, driveway sensors, door alarms, whatever it may be. We have the technology today, folks, to prevent and reduce all these situations. So it's deter, detect, and then delay. The most important part is once I've identified a threat in a school, in a commercial building, hey, I now need to delay this, whether that is a man trap. You're seeing a lot of these vestibules now. You go into school, you got to get into the office, or you got to be buzzed in. There's no more, Miss Jones walking into school to pick up Johnny to take him to the dentist.
Right.
You got to be checked in and validated. So delay them in the position while you're waiting on the first responders to respond.
Right.
And those first responders, do you realize who the first responders are in most schools today?
Probably teachers.
Teachers, principals, coaches,
Yeah.
nurses. These folks are putting their lives right out in front for these children. We need to do everything we can to protect them and give them technology so that we can put a stop to this. In threat level management, we have email mass notification, threat level notification. You remember me talking to you about that single seat license?
Yep.
Niagara sits on the framework of the IT infrastructure. Same place as Outlook, same place as all the AV systems for education. We trigger live, real-time alarms. I always like to say it, to each teacher's tool tray.
Yeah.
You know, teachers today, when they log in, they get the email just like us. They got a million things to do. If integration does one thing to help everyone, we all have too much to do. And when you integrate it, it helps you manage all those things into one. You cannot do all these things separately anymore. There's not enough people. Threat level management, ladies and gentlemen, go to Control Trends, get a hold of your Honeywell or Vicon representative, talk to your distributors, talk to your schools, talk to your building owners, and just ask them, what are you doing today if a threat breaks out? And what?
All right, awesome stuff, Raj. You know, that's really good, and it's really thought-provoking. I know everybody's gonna get a lot out of this, so
Thanks, Rob.
bring us on home. What's number 5?
Well, just the 5th one is, for me, it just brings it home. It's where the rubber hits the road. What I'm hearing more and more, what people want is a single pane of glass. You know, dashboards, the difference in a dashboard and a single pane of glass. What I've heard from my customers are a single pane of glass provides analytic capability. The dashboard tells me something's going on, but I have no verification, no analytic measurement, no diagnostic. You still got to make. So a single pane of glass through integration provides all the alarms from all the systems: energy alarms, lighting alarms, people alarms, door alarms, camera alarms, any alarm that can go off. Hey, the bulb went out in the projector. Hey, that's an alarm.
Right.
Bring that to this single pane of glass. Many universities and schools now are adopting the Niagara framework as that single alarm console. They've got too many of the systems to all pull out. So what they're doing is putting that middleware or that topware as and making their people interact with the systems more efficiently by saying, my security guy can now answer HVAC alarms. My HVAC guy can now answer security alarms.
Right.
And this is not a one-size-fits-all hat. It's not. I'm not saying, ladies and gentlemen, to do this, you know, to every building. Line these tools out. Use the right tool for the application. What it does is it provides freedom.
Right.
What I believe our biggest value is, by co-developing standards with building owners and consulting engineers, working in harmony with our distributors and our Niagara community contractors and integrators, we can deliver a web-based experience that's more safe, comfortable, secure, and energy efficient at the end of the day. If that doesn't provide more freedom, I don't know what does.
I don't know what does either. That's great stuff. I always feel enlightened when I'm in the room with the Raj man.
I believe it. I mean, you can't make this stuff up.
Well, that's the thing. You know, that's the real good thing about you is that I know that you live it, you breathe it. You know, everything about this, what you're saying is just you own it. It's your stuff, and we always like it. So,
I just want to end with one thing,
sure.
Rob. I'm 56 years old. I started doing security in 1978 when it was dry cell batteries, relays, and light bulbs. When Honeywell had 50, 60 trucks running service calls all day, all night, 7 days a week. And I can tell you I've seen it all. The reason I'm so passionate and so exciting about the Niagara security integrating with building automation is I have literally seen it, walked it, talked it, and experienced it, not just 30 days after the installation. Lawrence Schools in Indianapolis, one of the 27 sites, just a huge success story. Duke Realty, huge success story. The people who have done this, it will prove to you time and time again, I save money by, I don't spend as much for cards anymore. I mean, it just keeps going, ladies and gentlemen. That's what gets me up in the morning. This is why I want to share the message. I believe wholeheartedly that better choices, freedom of protocols, more choices in the market for service providers, and working with a standard platform is the future.
That's
and
awesome.
I really appreciate you inviting me to 7 minutes of control today.
77 minutes of
77 minutes out of control. I'll see you next time right here on Control Trends. Don't forget to tip your bartenders and waitresses.
Can't end any better than that, folks. There's our ending for this show. Thanks, Raj.
Thank you, buddy.